It has been 6 months since Apple introduced the M1 iPad Pro, the beast M1 iPad Pro, and a lot of has changed since then. I mean, iPad 9 just got the center stage, iPad mini 6 got redesigned, and we have tons of leaks and rumors about the M2 iPad Pro with mini LED display on 11-inch model, and because of that you may wonder whether the M1 iPad Pro is still worth 6 months later. And I mean, is that even a question? Of course it is. I mean, just because 6 months have passed doesn't really mean anything with the iPad Pro. Because if you have seen my last videos about M1 iPad Pro, you will know that I said that these devices are actually made for years. They are made to last. And the thing about this product, well, there are actually a couple of things that I'm gonna talk in this video. But before I do, make sure to press the like button if this video is gonna provide you any value. Smash that subscribe button if you wanna see more content like that. And now, to the point. And the point is that, I mean, how much can they really change with the iPad Pro, with the next generation iPad Pro? I mean, the design is gonna be pretty much identical. I mean, what really can you change in that slim bezels, in that overall form factor? Are they gonna prolong the battery life? I don't think so. So the only things they can introduce to the next model, 11-inch model specifically, since 12.9-inch already has mini LED. So that 11-inch model is gonna get mini LED and M2 processor. And the thing is, how much of a deal that really is. I mean, the M1 iPad Pro, when it comes to the performance, is an absolute monster. I mean, there is not a single thing on the market when it comes to smartphones, tablets, anything like that, that can even compare the performance with the M1 iPad Pro. I mean, A15 processor even doesn't stand a chance with that. M1 is crushing it when it comes to multi-core and graphics, and literally the iPad OS, the core operating system of that device, is not even capable of taking full advantage of that M1 power. I mean, the hardware here is so powerful that like the next iPad Pro, it's gonna launch about a year from now. So, you know, it's not like it's gonna launch within a month or two. We are still a year from that. And even a year from now, like this device is gonna be so powerful that like you can pick this thing up right now, you can get it a year from now, 2 years from now, and when it comes to the performance, it's still gonna be a beast. I mean, with 8 gigabytes of RAM, apps are being held literally forever. With that M1 and 120 Hz, speed is insane. I mean, the camera system, well, for an iPad, it's a pretty good camera system. And like, if you care about that, yeah, sure, you have that camera system. They may improve that, they may not. Like, I don't feel like many people care, but the speakers are great. You get that Thunderbolt connectivity for future-proofing yourself and even faster transfers of data. You get 5G in a cellular model, so you are already future-proofed in that way. And let me tell you that performance is just future-proofing you like crazy. The specs in this device, just like I said many times in my previous videos, this is such an overkill device that you really don't have to worry about that. One thing which you may wonder about is that mini LED display. How much of a difference is that really gonna make? Well, the thing is that here you have LCD liquid retina panel, and how much of a good panel is that? Well, it's actually pretty good. You have 120 Hz here. It was way before iPhone, and it's still gonna be on the iPad Pro. So the display is always smooth and very efficient. It's very colorful, very sharp, you know, you still have P3 color gamut, you still have very solid resolution. So like the only thing that's kind of missing compared to the mini LED display is the HDR capabilities as well as the contrast. Yes, this is an LCD display, so the blacks are not gonna be perfect, the contrast is not gonna be as great, but how much of a big deal is it really? Well, for me it's actually not really, and I thought it would be, since I'm really a tech nerd and I don't really care. Yes, the blacks are not perfect, but other than that, it's a very easy on your eyes display, very color accurate, very colorful. It's a very solid panel, and I don't think you can complain about that a lot. Sure, mini LED is gonna improve the contrast, but is it worth waiting a year? Like, let me tell you, it clearly is not, in my opinion. Like, already the iPad Pro, the M1 iPad Pro is so far ahead when it comes to the competition, iPad Pro, Apple ecosystem, iPad OS capabilities, that it literally doesn't matter. And that's the point of this video. 6 months later, even though we got new products, we got iPad mini 6, we got iPad 9, iPad Air 5 is rumored to launch soon, But like, it doesn't matter when it comes to the comparison with the M1 iPad Pro, because literally nothing can come close to that. It is almost a perfect device, just like the 2018 iPad Pro was. Like, you can't improve something that's already so good. Like, if you take a look at the 2018 Pro, it's still a beast. It's still a very similar product when it comes to day-to-day usage to this iPad. It's still powerful, still the same display, 4 speakers, USB-C. So it's like the next iPad Pros can only build up on that a little bit. But like, even if the M2 is gonna be 50% more powerful than M1, let's just say that for the sake of argument, like, how much is it really gonna change if you even don't see a difference in performance between the 2018 model and the M1 model? Like, it doesn't make sense. So if you wanna get the iPad Pro, the M1 iPad Pro, the 2021 model is a beast, and because it has been out for 6 months, like, it offers some great prices on the market. If you actually take a look, it has some great discounts on that model, and it's totally worth it. I mean, if you want that mini LED badly and you don't care about the timing, sure, you can wait a year, but as I'm saying, you can always wait a year, 10 years, 20 years for tech to get better. But right now what we have is a beast of a machine that's not gonna disappoint you, with all that capabilities, Thunderbolt port, 4 speakers, great microphones, very solid cameras for iPad, absolute smashing performance with that M1 processor, very smooth ProMotion display. So like, what's really missing on this thing? Like, yeah, sure, leaks and rumors are always super excited. I get excited by them, but like, if you actually think about that, how much of these things are really gonna improve your day-to-day life? Well, what's M2 iPad Pro is really gonna change? And let me tell you, pretty much nothing. So like, yeah, that will be this for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, once again, make sure to press the like button. I would really appreciate that. Smash that subscribe button for content like that and much more. And hopefully, until next time.